Well, it's 2014, and it seems like by now almost everything can be done online, including finding love. But not all relationships end well. Omaha Police Detective Rick Bielik is here to explain. We are talking about sweetheart scams, and a lot of times you think this is something that happens other places, but you've seen it with your own eyes here.
It's happening everywhere, yeah. They're really prevalent. I mean, people are finding their relationships online now, whether it be through actual dating websites, personal ads, or just other ways, people are reaching out to other people. And of course, when, that much activity is going on, the scamsters are going to go, well, I need to get in on this, and they start putting out ads claiming to be people that they are not to get, into the hearts of some of these maybe lonely people. And then that's when the fraud starts to happen.
So what's a telltale sign there? Like the picture clearly looks like somebody else, or do they just start asking money real fast?
Usually the money thing's a pretty telltale sign, but I mean, if anybody's from a different country and they say, I've never met you, but I'm 30 years your junior, and all of a sudden I'm in love with you, and I'm going to move to the States and be your soulmate. I mean, it just, if you stand outside and talk about it to yourself, you think, this just sounds ridiculous, but, that's what's happening a lot of times. And then that's when they get into the hearts, like I said, of these victims, and then that's when the money, hey, you need to send me so much amount of money because I want to come to the States and be with you, but I have to pay immigration off, I have to pay my government off, and it just snowballs from there.
What have you seen here locally? What have you investigated?
Well, and like I said, I've said this before, we have a lot of jurisdictional issues with this, just stuff we can't really go out and investigate too much, but I've talked to some of these victims, and one guy in particular, I won't say his name or anything, but I mean the guy really believes in what he's doing, and he's out about $70,000.
$70,000?
So it's a crazy amount of money, and he's just on that hook, and they just keep him twisting, and it sucks. I mean, it's bad,
And you said, like, you've looked at the pictures, and then it didn't take much of a Google search, and you find out, like, they're stars or something.
Yeah, exactly. You see this professionally done photograph, and you think, this just doesn't look right. You do a quick Google search of it through the link that they gave him, and found out it was an actress in Bollywood, in India, a Bollywood actress. Famous there, but, might not be famous here, and he didn't know who it was. But they're definitely not who they claim to be.
Yeah. So the telltale sign, what we need to know about sweetheart scams, I guess in a nutshell, is if they start asking for money, right?
Yeah.
If you haven't met face to face.
If you haven't met face to face, exactly. that should be your first indicator. And they'll try to really sell themselves. Look, I work for an orphanage in Africa, and I'm trying to get computer equipment to this orphanage. Maybe you can help me.
Sounds legit.
Well, yeah, It sounds like a pretty nice guy. Working for an orphanage and everything, trying to get these kids educated. But then you send the money to get that going, and your money's gone. I mean, there's no orphanage, they're just padding their pockets.
Yeah, and they were twisting, thinking that they had love.
Absolutely.
Rick, thanks for coming in.
Hey, you bet.
Always call police if you see something like this taking place in your neighborhood.